Hello again, friends. See if we can get some redemption from that embarrassing defeat in the Scotch Gambit. Anybody wants to play today? After I reviewed that previous game, it was a little bit embarrassing. I missed some very good opportunities there that I should have found. I'm going to see if I can't sharpen up my tactics a bit, play a nice sharp game here. If we get paired, let's cancel and restart. Cross our fingers. There we go. We get the black pieces. Black pieces against d4. Um, I've been toying with the England Gambit in Bullet and Blitz. I feel very dubious in it. So I'm going to steer clear of it now. But uh, let's get at Grunfeld. Let's see if he'll let us play Grun. No, that's exactly why I've been playing the England because it gets out of the London systems. But all right, we'll play a London. Uh, okay. We'll play a London. So I'm challenging the center with the C pawn. I mean, his ideas are going to be to bring the knights here, 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 get our knight out. Let's fortify our center. Um, I don't typically like boxing in the bishop and the pawn chain, but for some reason I remember this being a more prudent move here. Um, Now I can take in the center. I can push, kicking the bishop, but I don't think pushing really gives me a whole lot. I could also challenge the bishop and just continue development, which sounds pretty good. Let's do that. Let's challenge the bishop. He says, you can take my bishop, but I'm going to get an open file for the rook. Is he really prepared to do that? I guess. I mean, he could still very easily castle queenside and have an open file. I don't want to activate his rook for him, so that's not going to happen. Let's look at other options. I want to develop my light square bishop, but I can't cut off the protection for my dark square bishop. I also want to get castled. I don't see any threats immediately for like Greek gift. It's my knights here. Let's take in the middle and okay. And now let's castle. I think maybe putting a rook on the e file to support an e5 push. That's going to invite him to plant his knight right there and then back it up with another knight that I will never be able to dislodge. Well, unless I push the F pawn. And I sack the pawn with stuff still in the middle. Push, takes, pin. And he supports the knight. And I'm just down a piece there. Yeah, I think that works. What if I go here with the knight? Do I get kicked immediately? Then perhaps I can take the bishop. Maybe he takes the bishop first. I come up with the queen and then he kicks. Either way, I think it asks him what he's doing. And my queen is on this square at the moment. So there's no Greek gift, but he could take first. He could take, I take. Then he sacks. So I did just give up a Greek gift. My tactics are not as sharp as I'd like them to be at the moment. So he takes the bishop first, and I have to take back or I'm down a piece. And then he sacks there and checks. And I come back and queen comes in and okay, he doesn't find that. Um, so I wouldn't have been able to take the bishop. I would have just sidestepped and not taken the bishop because that looked too dangerous otherwise. So he poses the question to my queen of what to do with my queen. He still has the Greek gift. That is still there. So we might just bite the bullet and admit that our knight move was a little hasty and bring the knight back. Because the Greek gift was still there. And he still got this knight coming in, but the bishop isn't supporting it anymore. So now he would lose a pawn if he brought the knight in immediately. Um, so what's my plan? If he goes back to just challenge the bishop, then I back up the bishop with the queen, I think. Maybe looking for a way to try and pile up on the knight, but I don't. Oh, he wants to castle queenside. So maybe he wants to castle queenside. I don't know. Can I just push, takes, takes, because he can't take for this pin. Can I push now? Push, pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes. The bishop is untouchable. Queen takes, rook pins. Yeah, I think I can push here, so I will. I'm threatening another push if he doesn't take. Leaves me with an IQP, but he doesn't, and he can maneuver his knight to barricade that. Blockade my isolated queen pawn. I'm going to end up retreating this bishop, probably back to here. I don't know. D6 or C7, one of those two. Castles. So my bishop is under threat again. He castles queenside. I pin the knight. That gets met with queen f3, attacking the bishop and the knight once it's moved. Could lift the queen. To protect the bishop. He brings something to attack. I've got to check. I would like my queen to get over here, though. Hmm. Guess the queen still has avenues over here, though, from d6. So let's lift the queen. Let's lift the queen and get the bishop defended. I might be looking at something like this. That really limits this bishop. Unpins the knight. Queen's on the same file as a rook, though, so I don't think I want to come here and invite exchanges because I can't take. Uh, that would expose my here, 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 here. I guess I could. That would end up just forcing me to move the queen. So he really wants to open up his rook. He's really inviting me to open up his rook, practically begging me. But what if I don't? What if I do not do that? Not forced to. Kind of be foolish for me to open up the rook. So I'm not taking. I could move the bishop here. The queen is no longer attacking it there, but then the queen just moves here, and I'm forced to do something. I could take the knight with check. My queen would momentarily be hanging, but check has to be answered, so I just take and move. But then I give up the bishop pair. Not sure I'm ready to do that. Other idea might just be to defend the bishop with a rook, but then we get rook to e1, and we're kind of in the same position. But what about the knight move here? What about knight here, blocking the queen momentarily? If takes, the queen is under attack. But this queen is still blocked from the bishop. So knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, attacking the queen. Queen here. Well, bishop here check opens up the attack, and it's a one pawn. We win, yeah. White wins a pawn, I think. Knight here, knight takes, bishop, or pawn takes, bishop takes. What about bishop here check first? That invites him to take my bishop. And if he does, I take it with the queen. If he does not, and he moves, then I just slide the queen elsewhere anyway. He also doesn't have to take with the bishop first, or the knight first. He could take with the bishop. So knight here, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, attacks the queen, and it keeps me out of this square. So I would have to come back here. Knight here, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, queen back. Am I losing a pawn here? I think I am. Here, 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 here. Yeah, I'm losing a pawn there. Why am I calculating that? So I think my option's here. I think this at least gives me the opportunity to take with check if he decides to pile up on the bishop again. Could move the king, and that kind of foils my plan. Um, I used a lot of time on that move. 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes on that move. Okay. Oh, he decides to take. All right, so I take back. Did I miss something in this calculation? Spending too much time on the other one? Hmm. Well, what if I just swing over here? Yeah, I like my queen over here. Then I can plant my bishop here and think about pushing my pawn. Have a half open C file to work with. I like my I like my opportunities here. Okay. Do I push the pawn now? Maybe not. Might get faced with this. Then I come back. Then I have a nice escape. I really want to get my bishop into play, so that's probably my next focus. I could come here, but it's easily blocked. I would love to skewer those pieces, but not really a realistic option. So I think the bishop just belongs here. And now I've got a C file to work with. Because there's no blockade of the pawn yet. And I mean, there's one coming shortly. The knight uh, is going to make it there, and I don't have a way to dislodge it easily. So preferably, I would like to push that pawn before he can blockade it. If he attacks my queen, let's come back to the dark squares. I don't want to offer a queen trade. I don't really want to retreat along this diagonal just yet either. I'd like to maintain the pressure on the A pawn. Although coming back to the dark square does invite the knight with tempo blockading the pawn. Mm, so I could just come back to the C6 square and look at mobilizing some rooks, maybe launching pawns this direction. Uh, I don't want to give him tempo, give him a reason to like get that blockade in when I'm going to end up on the C file anyway. So we're just going to come back to the C file. That still kind of gives him reason to try and plant his knight there. Okay. He's lining up a battery. My knight's guarding that square at the moment. Is he going to try and chase me away? How's he going to dislodge my knight? I'm going to throw this pawn. I'm gonna throw the A pawn at him. If he's going to do that, I don't see how he dislodges my knight so quickly. I mean, I could do something prophylactic, but that weakens my knight, weakens my dark squares. He doesn't have a dark square bishop, but all of his pieces are over here. As long as I watch out for this battery, I think I'm still comfortable. Okay. Tries to swing his knight around. Maybe I just step over with the queen. He does. I'm okay. The bishop's protected, so I just keep marching the pawn forward. What is that about? I don't understand that move. Like, okay. He's gonna try and kick. Okay, he's gonna, yeah, that's what this was for. This is now, I'm gonna kick your knight. So now is the point. Now's the place where I think I need to play g6, perhaps. Do I need to play g6? Because he's got to kick my knight. This will no longer be defended, and that's checkmate. So, hmm. Alternatively, maybe swinging the rook or give my king a place to run. But then the queen comes in, run, check, run, takes. I'm really getting kind of decimated, and then this file is open. So yeah, I play g6. And still going to try and chip away at me. Okay. Tempted to open this up, sack the pawn, because then I have the queen here. Let's sack this pawn. Let's get it out of the way. Takes with the queen. I have a rook coming in with tempo. Takes with the pawn. I have queen bishop battery of my own and a pawn protecting this square. So the pawn blocks the check. Pawn takes, bishop takes, attacking the queen. Okay, he doesn't take. He just meanders forward. Okay. Gonna take. I'm running, or gonna push. I'm running out of time. Pushes again, I can just take it, so I don't see the point in that. He should take, and that gives me my battery. Then he blocks, and I take, and he attacks. And then what? That gets the battery off of this. But he's looking at prying this open, so the rook's going to be open here. Total still has 9 minutes. I wish I had some of that 4 minutes back that I used earlier. I don't take though. He comes here. Takes queen here, pawn here blocking, rook attacking on the c file. Then he pushes, then I take. Then maybe the bishop takes, attacking the queen. If he just presses forward, I take, attack the queen immediately. Queen doesn't have any good squares. So now my queen is attacked. Let's go queen here, queen here. So I've got a battery and I'm threatening the A pawn. He blocks. I don't have to take. I can bring a rook or even to the B file. If I bring it to the B file and he presses on the H file, rook takes, pawn takes. I don't have a whole lot of time to think, so I'm gonna go to the B file. He has the knight here now. If he puts the queen there, I just trade queens. He brings the knight. Threatening a nice little fork there. So what if I just move the knight? Oh, he's got a battery here now. Can't think too much. 20 seconds. I'm gonna have to stay on top of this. 20 seconds. Queen takes, rook takes, knight here, attacking the pawn. Yeah. I've got Luft still. He doesn't have the nail, but if he pushes, he's got the opportunity to squeeze me further. Um, but without the queen on the board now, I'm not as worried about this. He could still check me. Um, and his knight's on this square. Let's attack. Attack, attack, attack. Gives me this pawn too. But he's two pawns up, so I need to win these two pawns to get my equality back. But I'm not gonna win those two pawns. Maybe I can go for This king's a little exposed, so I've got some room, but not a lot. So the bishop, do I attack the bishop? Just start gathering some pawns up. Um, just auto move that. Pre-move that, gain a little bit of time. It's going to be a weakness now, but um, I'm gasping for air. Gasping for time, at least. Um, okay, so he's threatening. Let's bring our rook to the second. Mm, all right, let's get a rook off the board. That's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, now I've given him this. Oh no, that's probably bad. Oh, he's gonna secure. Okay, gonna secure his knight. Don't blame him there. That's a wonderfully placed piece. Wonderfully placed piece. These pawns become a huge problem. Huge problem. Let's bring our bishop back. Still got this. Oh, I'm in a bad way here. This is looking like another defeat. So where'd I go wrong here? So I don't think it was my pawn push. Um, let's come here to threaten this. And if this, then we've got this. Now he supports this. And let's go running. Well, we can't go running. Let's do this. It's really all I've got. Just comes in and attacks the bishop. If I leave to defend it, what? I should probably just resign because there's no way out of this. I can be as optimistic as I like. There's just not anything to do here. Um, Still defend the corner with the bishop, but I'm not going to stop all three of these pawns. My king trapped over here. Rook and a bishop is just not going to do it. But I'm going to make my opponent work for it. I've got this king escape, so there's no stalemate ideas. Hmm. Okay. Let's just back off the bishop. I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. Here, then I suppose the rook could come in here and try to swindle its way in. But I mean, he could even just march. Just march. Now, there's no stopping that. Yeah, if he pushes this pawn, I resign. There's nothing I can do. Absolutely nothing. I don't really have a sense of where I went wrong in this game. Obviously, losing the pawns was not ideal, but okay. And he gives check here, so I could. Well, I mean, nope. That's it. That's game. Good game, friend. Um, where did I go wrong? Not the best game. Opponent played a great end game. I played like an 1850. All right, we get a queen pawn opening, and he plays a London. And I'm fine out of the opening. This is all book. All book. This move, it calls it good, but I immediately regretted it. I felt like there was a Greek gift here. Maybe there's not, or maybe it's yeah. He takes the bishop, and then there's a Greek gift. But I don't have to take. I don't take. If I do take the bishop, that's much worse. But I lose a pawn. Um, I also didn't like that move. I should have moved the queen out of the way. Attacking this pawn. Okay. Counterattack. Always a valid option to look at. Counterattack. It liked my e-pawn push because it is correct he can't take the bishop. Didn't like him castling queenside. Black has a slight edge here. This was a mistake. I should have defended with a rook. And why is that? Because of this pin? I don't know. Let me take a look at this rook move. If I defend with the rook, um, I mean, I'm obviously threatening a discover. So what? I'm still threatening it. Even if he protects the queen, I'm threatening a discover because, why am I? Queen takes check. Queen takes, because if knight takes, bishop takes, and then rook takes. And that's ugly. So if rook defends, discover, queen takes, check, queen takes, rook takes, check, knight takes, and then pawn takes. So I've lost what? The bishop. The queens have been traded, rooks have been traded. I've lost a bishop there. So no, I can't do that. What do I do? Bishop b5 is what the computer's saying, but what about rook e1? And why not? It says bishop d7 here defending. Okay, so I can't do this because that's a lost piece. Yes, that is a blunder. But just bishop here defending the rook, and now the threat is resumed. Okay. All right, let's go back to game review. It's a mistake. It's been a long time. This was my 4-minute move, and it was an okay move, but it wanted me to take. It said, go ahead, bite the bullet, open up the H file. So after takes, I could just simply push. But I also have the knight here, so I don't have to do anything at the moment. Boxing shadows. Dead even game here. They wanted me to attack the queen. I didn't see anything particularly wrong with developing the piece, though. I guess it is a superficial, like, it's a passive move, defending a piece. That was a miss. Black has an edge here. Black has an edge briefly, but I make a mistake and I don't capitalize on it. My move was a blunder. I should have done the rook. I should have defended my pawn, my passed pawn, rather than lashing out. But I'm down on time here. So I didn't have time to really think. Black has an edge here again. I'm a pawn up, 1.4 on the eval. But I give it up. I should have come to the C file. I even said that in game. Coming to the C file was an option, and I didn't do it. Why did I like going to the C file? Let's look at rook C8. Black maintains a slight edge. It's not the 1.4 that the computer said, but it is a slight edge. And it wants white to go 94. Okay, same threat that he finds later. Maybe I should have just taken this here. Knight takes is the move. And F takes. Queen C5. All right, that's a playable position. That's that's nice. Yeah. White ends up with an isolated pawn that could be a target as well. There's a hanging pawn over here. There's pressure along the C file. I like this. Should have listened to my gut there. Um, but I didn't. I went to the B file thinking I could just blast it all open. And he finds this move. And I blunderously, well, I'm erroneously. It's not a losing move. Still an equal position. My losing move is coming up. I should have just taken it. For some reason, I didn't want to keep material on the board. Or I did want to keep material on the board. I should have taken the over here. Really? Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes perfect sense. Taking over here, taking the free pawns, maintaining all this pressure over here. I just didn't really have time to think a whole lot. So I just was making moves in blitz fashion. And this knight move also, yeah. I really need to get my rooks into play a little bit quicker and trading off a pawn here rather than just going down a pawn. My rooks might be able to handle two pawns, particularly if they get stacked, because if I take here and he takes with the bishop, either way, I trade the bishops and he's left with isolated, doubled, and that's much more manageable. Much more manageable. All right. All right. Back to my move, which was what cost me the game. And once that knight is there, it's just, yeah. White never loses an advantage now, and black's suffocated. So back here, like plenty of errors to kind of look at, but my real mistake, my game losing error, not taking this pawn, not going for this and recognizing the material. Okay, drop to below 1900. So we're gonna try and claw our way back. It's gonna take a little bit of getting back into form, but I'll get there. Thanks for enjoying that with me. Come back and enjoy some more chess. I will be posting. I will make a conscious effort to post more, at least in the coming weeks. I appreciate you all. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I'll see you soon.